Well, this Arboretum is a living laboratory. We're able to bring the classes that are within our labs out here, and we're able to get hands-on training and experience about the importance of our ecosystem out here. We come out here, of course different students come out for each of the classes, but I am monitoring this every semester with every set of students, and we're hopefully going to be able to look at seasonal changes and yearly changes and cycles, and how hopefully this forested ecosystem, pond ecosystem, is able to buffer the possibly negative impacts of the urban system around us. What we're doing is we're looking at really just the species diversity in the pond. We have two ponds down here. I call it the upper pond. It's really probably the south pond. It's the pond over this direction. And we're looking at that. I told you last week I bring the classes here every semester, so we come in the spring, fall, and summer, and we sample this. And we record the macroinvertebrates and the amphibians and reptiles. As far as the frogs, toads, so forth, you'll probably just find some tadpoles that haven't metamorphed yet. In the pond, you might see some frogs jumping into the pond. If you see any snakes, do not kill them. I have snake tongs here where I can safely move them out of your way. I have really only seen just the regular non-venomous water snakes down there. Sometimes we'll see garter snakes down there every once in a while. Not really too much to worry about. We kind of break up into two groups. We have 3 nets, which Jake's holding there. Usually what I do, last week I said that we were going to sample for 1.5 man-hours. We're going to divide that up into, it's called man-hours, but it doesn't really refer to the male gender or female gender. We're going to split that up into 3 30-minute increments. And what we usually do, we break up in groups of 2 or 3, and you sample. People that have the rubber boots will probably be the ones going at the edge of the pond, dipping up the samples, and then 1 or 2 other students will be assisting them collecting the organisms. Now I'll give you each. For those of you that are running the dip nets, I'll give you each a jar, and you're simply going to put whatever little organisms you catch in here. Now, whenever you take your dip net samples, remember we talked about how long you're going to dip net, where you're going to dip net at it. We're really not worried too much about that as long as we're doing the 1.5 man-hours total, which with 3 nets, that's 30 minutes per group. As long as you're sampling for 30 minutes. If you're not sampling in the pond, you're not collecting data and you're not collecting organisms. So you make sure whenever we start the 30 minutes, we'll start timing it, and you keep dip netting until you're done for that 30 minutes. Usually the people with the rubber boots will be collecting the dip net samples, and generally just kind of bring it back and then look through it on the pond bank. So if you don't have rubber boots, you can just help someone that's dip netting looking through those samples. So here's the 3 nets. See, now we're looking for things like this. Well, I'm gonna have y'all tell me what it is. After we get going, I have some dichotomous keys here that we looked at. So if you're running the dip net samples, you're looking for things like this. This is just one type of aquatic macro invertebrate that we're looking for. So when you find those, put it in your collecting jar. Any questions on the dip net? Who's gonna run the dip nets? Any show of hands? I'm gonna pick people. Okay. I wanted to use one. Brad, you want to do one? Okay. All right.
Anyway, I just saw a big one. I just saw a really big one. saw it. After I saw it.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Somebody come hold this.
You can find all of them.
What's that? We got two of those. What's that?
All of them look the same.
So those are coming off the bottom of the pond?
Do what?
Those are coming off the bottom of
Yeah.
the pond?
So next time you go swimming in here, make sure you don't get on the bottom.
No, crap.
Now these right, this bigger oval shaped one,
I found a small one.
there's a couple of them in there. These, the males, actually exhibit parental care, and they'll have the egg cases on their back, on their lower abdomen. And they'll stay at the water's edge, and so that way they'll have fresh water flushing over it to keep the young as they're hatching fresh with oxygen. Isn't that so sweet?
I loved it, man. It was fun. You catch all these weird animals and stuff like that.
Do you see anything strange that you have never seen before out there?
Yeah, there's like this little, I don't know what it's called. What's this little oval thing called that has the babies on the,
On its back?
yeah, what's that thing called?
They're called water bugs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a water bug.
It was fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
No one fell in.
When's the last time you got that dirty?
Almost. You got close.
It's been a
We
while.
got close, did we?
Little kid?
But I got a lot of cute bugs.
Last